and we will not let our hearts forget the most important thing. It's love, 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 love. It's all about love, 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 love. Everything else comes down to this. Nothing any higher on the list than love.
Hi everybody, what's going on? It's your girl Shantika once again, and I have Viola here. Say hello. Stand up. I guess not. Say hi everybody. This video is strictly for my TTCers, and I just wanted to do this video because I just wanted to give back, you know, because I got so much support when I was TTCing our first little miracle. And you know, a lot of times when, you know, YouTubers TTC for a long time and they have kids, they kind of, you know, put the TTC people who are still trying to conceive, you know, on the back burner, and they just pretty much focus on, you know, parenting. And so I didn't want to do that. I still wanted to make TTC videos because I think it's important. And, you know, all of this is a blessing, you know. And I wanted to share with you all. I know a lot of you guys who watch my videos for the last almost 3 years have seen my struggle, have witnessed my struggle with trying to conceive and know my story. But I do have new subscribers that probably don't know what I went through with TTCing. And so I wanted to go ahead and share, you know, briefly how I got pregnant naturally. And so my husband and I, we started TTCing in December of 2011. Now we got married. We didn't get married until May of 2012. And so that's when I started to document my journey. Actually, I started documenting my journey in April of 2012. Now, the biggest mistake that I say that I made when trying to conceive is that I did not go to the doctor, because I was under the impression that I was completely healthy. I thought it would be easy because I personally had never been on birth control ever in life. And, you know, I just thought it would just happen for me because everybody in my family are super fertile. And, you know, even with my mom, my brother and I are 13 months apart. So nobody in my family that I know has ever had an issue conceiving. So I just really thought that it would just happen naturally for me. Well, it did not. 2012 came and went, and 2013, I was coming up on almost 2 years of TTCing, and I just got frustrated. So at the time, we had just signed up for the Obamacare, and we couldn't use the insurance. You know, when you first sign up for insurance, you have to wait a certain amount of time before you can actually use it. I was desperate. I didn't want to be bothered with trying to wait. So we went and paid out of pocket to go to a OBGYN to get a full fertility screening, because that's what the doctor is specialized in. And so I went to the doctor, got a full screening. They did a transvaginal ultrasound, and I learned that I had a cyst on one of my ovaries. And then the lady, I really don't think she knew what she was doing, because she really couldn't tell if my tubes were blocked or not. So the doctor prescribed me to go to a radiologist to have a hysterosalpingogram. And it's just a procedure where blue dye is inserted through the fallopian tubes, and there's an x-ray machine, and it shows up on the x-ray machine if your tubes are blocked or not. So I went to the procedure, you know, and The procedure didn't have any pain medication. It was extremely painful, and not even 2 minutes into the procedure, I was begging the doctor to stop. And so I felt bad because I just thought that I had just ruined all of my chances, and even before I had went and got the hysterosalpingogram done, the doctor told me to purchase Fertility. Now, Fertility is a natural fertility-friendly supplement for men and women. They have them both in men and women. And in Fertility, it contains Vitex berry, and this is what it is in natural form. You can get it on Amazon. It's cheaper on Amazon, or you can get it at Whole Foods. And so he told us to go get that, and we also were using Pre-Seed, which is a sperm-friendly lubricant if you're TTCing, because TTCing can be very, very difficult as far as drying is concerned. And so the doctor, told us to go on ahead and purchase those things. And so I had the procedure done November 1st. And so because of all the things that I was going through with the procedure, we weren't allowed to have intercourse until the following week. Well, my cycle came, and so we were completely out for that time. So after my cycle ended, we just resumed TTCing. I did the Fertility for women. My husband did the Fertility for men. And if you don't know, I'll link the website down below so you can check them out if you're interested. And you okay? You cool? Yes, mommy? All right. You cool. So yeah. So I'll link all of that information down below so you guys can check it out. So yeah. So we just resumed everything, and I felt kind of down, but I had, said to myself that, we spent a lot of money, going to the doctor and doing the procedure was $225. The doctor's visit was like almost $400. I don't know, it was ridiculous. It was expensive. I had never paid for a doctor's visit out of pocket before, but I had decided that since, I had, stopped the procedure, it probably, he didn't get the results that he, could get. And so I had planned to request the same procedure again, and I was just going to suck up the pain. I was just going to deal with it. Once my insurance kicked in, I was going to just go ahead and do the procedure over. And so the doctor that I went to, he called, he got the results. I went in, and he told me that the results were inconclusive as far as if my tubes were blocked or not. I don't know what that means. And so he didn't really explain anything to me. He just told me, you need to go see a reproductive endocrinologist, and thank you and have a nice day. And while he was talking, I was just bawling, like, not bawling, but the tears just started coming. And it was crazy because I was in this big building where the doctor's office was at. And so I was like, I had my head down, I was in the elevator full of people, I was trying to conceal it, and I just broke down because I thought, I just interpreted it as I couldn't have any children. And so I called my dad, and I was crying. The doctor told me I couldn't have any children, and he was just like, don't worry about it. They don't know what they're talking about. Don't worry about it, and just calm down. And so after all that, I cried to my husband, and he was just like, well, we're going to keep trying. I don't care how much it costs or how much it takes. We're going to keep trying until we get that, positive pregnancy test so we conceive. And so I was just all depressed. And so I had just signed up to go to the gym because I was going to lose me some weight, honey, and I was going to do whatever I had to do to get pregnant. Everything that was in my power, I was going to do. So I was going to the gym, honey. I was running on the treadmill. I was feeling good, lifting weights. I was doing it. And, after a few weeks of that, I started to feel so sore. Like my stomach was so sore. And I didn't know what the hell was wrong with me. And so my husband was like, well, why don't you just soak in the bathtub in some Epsom salt? So I said, okay. So I did that. The very next day I got a yeast infection. I was just like, oh my God, this is why I don't take baths. And so I was just like, what the hell? I hadn't had a yeast infection in like 3 years, 2.5, 3 years. And so it was just so weird, like a yeast infection. So a week later, my period, this fast forward now, my last period was November the 13th. That was my last period. Fast forward to December the 11th or 12th, I think it was the 12th. I was supposed to have an appointment with the doctor to do like a follow-up, a 6-week follow-up exam, consultation. Now, after he told me what he told me, I did not want to go back to see him. I had no intentions of going back. So that Monday, I just skipped the appointment, didn't call, no nothing. I just skipped the appointment. Now, my period was supposed to come that day. It never came. Tuesday, no period. Wednesday, no period. Thursday, no period. Friday, no period. And so I looked on the calendar and I woke up sick that morning. That's the thing about it. I woke up sick. I just knew. I didn't even have to take a pregnancy test. I just knew that I was pregnant. And so I called one of my good friends that lives in Orlando and I said, I am pregnant, honey. I didn't take no pregnancy test, didn't even know for sure. But because my body had changed so drastically as far as symptoms were concerned, I just knew. And number two, my period is like the moon. And I say that because y'all know the moon goes up in the sky. It's in the sky consistently every single night. Well, my period is consistent every single month. Now it has been maybe 3 days late, but it has not been an entire week late. So then I looked on the calendar and realized that it had been a month since my last period. And so I was getting excited, honey. So it was so funny because the doctor's office called and said, oh, Mrs. Roper, you missed your appointment. And I was like, I didn't miss it. I didn't want to go. I said it to myself. And so I just was like, well, do you guys do free pregnancy tests? And I'm like, oh, sure, yeah, we do free pregnancy tests. I said, okay, well, fine. It really doesn't hurt. You can go get a free pregnancy test and see what's what. So I went to the doctor, and it was one of those dollar store cheapies, naturally. And so the lady, I took the test, and she put it up, and then she did like all my blood work and blood pressure and all that. So when she took it out, she was just like, congratulations. And man, that test line was so damn dark. I just jumped back. I literally, because the chair was against the wall, I jumped back and the chair just hit the wall, and I couldn't stop crying. I was like, oh my God. I was so happy. And it just went on from there, And one thing, I sometimes glance sometimes at some TTC vlogs, and I know the struggle. Nobody can say I don't know the struggle, because I know what you're going through, and I know the struggle. And I think a lot of times I was very obsessive, because I have that tendency. When when I really want to do something, I become very obsessive about it. And I was taking OPKs, taking tests, doing this and doing that. And my advice to those of you that are TTCing is, the first things first, please get a full physical. This entire situation, I could have had Viola 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I could be on my 3rd kid right now, you know what I'm saying? But because I didn't go to the doctor to see what was wrong with me, apparently, and that's the conclusion that I came up with, because we had tried everything, and it wasn't until I had gotten that hysterossalpingogram, and I don't know what that man did. He just flushed out whatever was blocking in my tubes, and I got pregnant. I was pregnant like the first time. Like as soon as my cycle came on. After my cycle, I think I got pregnant the first time we had intercourse after that procedure. And so, man, I just want to tell you guys, like, I know people say, oh, relax and just let it happen. No, because the Bible does say faith without works is dead. And so you do have faith that it's going to happen, but you do have to do your part as well. Go to the doctor, get a full checkup to make sure that there aren't any underlying issues that you're not aware of, you know, that you're not aware of. And please stop wasting money on OPKs. Don't waste money, you know, on all of those pregnancy tests. I know people buy pregnancy tests in bulk and they test every month. Let me tell you, when you are pregnant, you will know it. You will know it because it's like a feeling, unless you're just one of those rare people who get pregnant and you still have a period, or, you know, you don't feel anything, then, you know, you do what you do. But for the most part, your body will change almost immediately, and you'll know, you know. And so I guess like the first sign, especially if you do have, I can't say it, I can't give you advice if you don't have a regular cycle, but for those who have a regular cycle, if you're pregnant, your period is just going to stop. It's just going to, the faucet is just going to close up. And that's how it happened for me. And so, you know, we were willing to do everything that we could. You know, we can't afford in vitro, you know, and all that other stuff. So we really had to go the natural route. And so after you get your physical and after you do all that stuff to make sure everything's on the up and up, go take some vitamins. Take some vitamins, take some natural herbs, and I promise you, you know, I can't really promise you anything, but, you know, you'll see results if, you know, the Lord willing, you know, because even though we did our part, it was up to Him, you know, not knocking what anybody believes. If you don't believe in the Lord, then just, you know, don't worry about it, you know. But for us, you know, we were just like extreme. What you looking at? What you looking at? What you looking at? And so, yeah, we have our miracle here. And I tell my story to anybody that when people ask me, I always tell my story, because when the Lord does something for you, when He blesses you this big, like I told my husband, I was just like, Christmas is coming. I don't even want nothing for Christmas. This is my Christmas present. This is my Christmas present. My birthday's in January. This is my birthday present. Because we were literally on our knees for 2 years. I cried almost like 4 years straight. Every single time my period came on, I would cry. You know, so I understand the struggle, you know. But there are ways to do it naturally. And, of course, you know, naturally doesn't work for everybody, and you have to go other routes. But do everything that you can. Don't give up. Because being a mother is like, it's an undescribable feeling of joy. It's the hardest job ever in life. But when you look at this little face, like, who knew? I look at her sometimes and I'm just like, I cannot believe. Like, when I'm sleeping in the bed all alone, like, I wake up and I'm just like, do I have a baby? I dreamt that I had a baby. I'm like, I do have a baby. He's right here. You know, it's so unbelievable that I have her, because y'all go back, because I'm going to link some of my TTC videos down below. I struggled for a long time, and we finally got our little one. So I just wanted to take a little bit of time out to address my TTCers out there, because I know some of you do leave comments, and I pray for every single one of you. I don't know all of you, and I just pray for you so that you can, you know, experience the joy that my husband and I are experiencing right now. Like, I couldn't even imagine my life without Viola. Like, she is our miracle baby, you know, and we just hope to have more. We hope to have more someday, and we're just grateful to have her. And so this is all about TTCing. So if you have any questions for me, I can't personally advise you on whether certain things would work for you. I would just say just try it and see, you know, but I do recommend consult your doctor, get that full in-depth physical, especially if you've been trying to conceive for over a year. You know, really have that conversation and get that done, just to rule out anything, because who knew my tubes were blocked? I had no idea, you know? And so, that's it. All right, everybody. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace. Say bye-bye, love. Say bye. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye, everybody. Bye, y'all.